Stampers and Crafters. I'm Tami from stampwithtami.com, and today I'm going to share the most beautiful WOW card. Check out this hummingbird. This is from the Stampin Up Picture Perfect stamp set. It is a viewer's choice card, meaning you guys actually picked this video. In my 28 cards in 10-minute videos, you left your comments on which cards were your favorite and which ones you wanted to see be done. This one was one of the top choices, and I agree, this is one of my favorites. Designed by my friend Veronica Zales, who is an amazing designer, published in many magazines, and she does a lot of design work for me on my blog. And in just a minute, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use Stampin' Up's multi-step stamp sets to create these amazing WOWs. It's so much easier than you think it would be. And I'm also going to confess to a couple new addictions. Okay, not bad ones. My first new addiction reveal is Periscope. Have you guys used this app yet? Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It's live streaming video. Twitter puts it out. I just downloaded it onto my phone and I'm completely addicted to it. I love watching all the videos. I've even made a couple, and I will definitely be using some more to share some card ideas, sneak peeks, what I'm working on now, even some behind the scene clips coming up soon. So if you have it, be sure to follow me at stampwithtami. I even did a little sneak peek yesterday with this card showing you some tips on the two-step stamping. And my other new addiction this week is the Wink of Stella glimmer brush. Oh my gosh. You saw it in my last video with the blooming heart die. Wow, I am just completely in love with this glimmer brush. It's so easy to use. You can brush it on anything, even the dog. Okay, maybe not the dog. I don't think my dog would appreciate that. But hey, a little glimmer's good for everybody, and it's non-toxic. And with that, I can't wait to show you how to make this card, so let's get started. Here's the card up close. It is just so beautiful. Look at the detail on this hummingbird and the rose. Just amazing. It's also shockingly easy with this Picture Perfect stamp set. The stamp set is a multi-step stamp set. We actually call it a two-step, but in this case, the bird is a four-stepper. So you would stamp these 4 pieces in 4 different colors to create this WOW. And the same with the multi-step with the flowers and the leaves. I'm going to start by cutting all of our panels first and then doing the stamping. There are 3 different Stampin' Up! Designer papers on this card, and you can get all of this information, including a downloadable PDF with all of the measurements on it, and order all of these supplies, including the Picture Perfect stamp set, by going to this URL or clicking in the link in the YouTube description below, or if you're on YouTube, click right on this video. It's super easy. The polka dots come from Stampin' Up's Color Me Irresistible designer paper, and it's actually made to color, and these polka dots and other patterns that come in the designer pack would resist the color. We're just going to use it in white today. I've got birthday bouquet paper, and this little strip comes from the Botanical Gardens. Both these 2 and the Picture Perfect come from the new Occasions catalog. Our card base is Whisper White, and we now sell thick Whisper White, which you may want to substitute for the card base. I'm going to layer the elements on an additional sheet of the same size Whisper White and then attach it to the card base. However, you could simply attach the elements straight to the card base if you wanted to. I'm taking some of our double-sided snail adhesive to attach these 2 designer papers to our main panel. I'm starting with the strip, and then this is always sad. This birthday bouquet designer paper has 2 different sides, and they're both so beautiful, and I feel so guilty putting adhesive over this beautiful piece of paper. But only one side can show on this particular design, and the stripes win. And so this gives us our main panel. Then I'm going to go ahead and attach this part to the card base, just using snail adhesive. So I just attached that main panel to the card base. Next we'll do our big shot cutting. I'm taking the window from the Hearth and Home framelits and the second largest label die from the Lots of Labels dies. The label's going on the Color Me Irresistible polka dot paper. And the windows are on Whisper White. They can go through together. They can be friends and go through the big shot together. And they pop out our shapes so easy. And then I'm just taking a little section from one of Stampin' Up's tea lace doilies, and we're going to attach these 3 to the card base. dimensionals on the back of the frame, and then stick that to the lots of labels die. This will help everything layer perfectly. And snail on the front of our little section of tea lace doily. Stick that to the underside of our window. See how that, it makes it so easy to line things up this way. And then some snail on the back to attach that to the card base. And it's going to go, actually, I guess I'm going to move this tea lace doily in a little bit so it doesn't hang out over the edge. But that's going to go a little bit towards the top center. And we'll start our stamping portion by stamping the words in basic black. Now, the words are from the same Picture Perfect stamp set. Veronica used the You Are Made of Wonderful on her original. I'm using the You Are Just the Nicest. I love the font on the word nicest. I think it's so pretty there. So being a 4-step stamp set, I'm using these 4 colors of ink, and there is an order that they suggest that you stamp in. This is actually the sheet that the photopolymer stamps stick to, but since I have them already on the blocks, they're not on it right now. So this is 1, the throat is 2, 3, and then 4. 1 is the lightest, 3 is a medium, and 4 is the darkest color. So I've got some Whisper White cardstock here. One more thing I'm going to point out. Now I've inked this up in the Cucumber Crush. Let me zoom in so you can see this little tab at the top. Each one of the stamps has this little tab. I call it the boy part, but it's a little tab and it points up towards the top. The tabs are there to help you line up. If you have each tab pointing straight up, it's easier to know which way the stamp goes. Which for the bird is obvious, but the throat not so much. When I go to stamp the throat, it's going to go right in there. Old Olive is our second darkest. It's great that these are clear, so you can see through to line it up. And I have to tell you, normally these multi-step stamp sets, you don't need to line up. Look how easy and beautiful that came out. However, this particular set I thought really did need to be lined up just perfectly. And boy, was I glad that it was clear. Now this last one I'm doing always artichoke, which is the darkest of the greens. And a little confession, I did practice stamp him a couple of times, and I do recommend that before you actually stamp him on your project. I think these colors are spot on hummingbird colors. It's what I think of when I think hummingbird. Okay, next we're going to stamp the flowers and the leaves, and the flowers and the leaves both have the same tab or arrow part to help line them up. There's 3 steps to the flower. Oops, stay down. There's 3 steps to the flower, and these are the 3 ink pads that we're using, starting with the lightest to the darkest. My fingers tend to be a little shaky for some reason. Maybe you guys are making me nervous, watching me over my shoulder. So I was actually using 2 fingers on that one to line it up. And actually, look at that, beautiful. It came out. I don't know what I was nervous about. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Okay, and last but not least, the leaves. Now, with the leaves, they have the same tab. There's 3 leaves. I'm only taking 2 colors, though. I'm actually going to stamp off once with the mint macaroon and do the lightest color. See how that's a shade lighter when I do that? We need 4 of them. And then taking the same color with the number 2 leaf, I'm going straight on the leaf with the mint macaroon with the same exact color. So you see how it's a shade darker, gives it a little depth there. And lastly, a little Cucumber Crush with our 3rd piece, which is just an accent piece of the leaf. Zoom in so you can see that real close. Wow, very cool. So now you want to take your paper snips and cut out your hummingbird, your flower, and your 4 leaves. And once the pieces are cut out, then we're just going to assemble them. I've attached Stampin' Dimensionals to the front of each of the leaves, and then I'm going to just adhere them underneath the rows so they line up perfectly. Another line-up trick. And then a couple more dimensionals on the back of our rose attaches it on our window. Some dimensionals on the back of our hummingbird. Attach that to the window. And our card is complete. And wow. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely love, love, love it. And this is already a wow, but if you wanted to make it even more of a wow, you could take the Wink of Stella brush, this is the glimmer brush, and just brush some glimmer over this rose. Ah, love it. And then it's just amazing, amazing, right? Wow. I hope you have enjoyed this wow tutorial today. Be sure to visit my stampwithtami.com blog. I post there every day, and if you sign up for my weekly newsletter, I will send you free bonus card tutorials every week. I also have hundreds more video tutorials there. Thanks for joining me today.